Hey guys, welcome to another New World video. So guys, it would seem spring has arrived once again in Eternum, and with it we are seeing not only a new event, but also some interesting changes to combat and the season reward track. So let's get into it. So first, New World Update 1.9.2 downtime will begin at 11 PM PT, 6 AM UTC on April 25th. With the corrupted rabbits vanishing, the Springtime Bloom event will now blossom throughout Eternum. If you want more information on what this event is and a guide on how to get the most from it, I have of course already uploaded a complete guide, which you will find a link to in the description. And for the world experience, they've adjusted the tracker text to fix typos and display all objectives at once for new weapon quests that target single locations. Players can now do the objectives in any order. They fixed an issue that caused players' hair to appear brighter than intended in shaded areas. I personally have never experienced this, but I noticed J-Audi did quite a lot in one of his streams. It was actually pretty funny, but it's good to see this one fixed. I mean, it wasn't huge, but it could be annoying if you liked how your player looked. They fixed an issue that blocked players from entering the cave for the quest Dearly Beloved. Now, I know this one has been really frustrating a lot of people. I've had many comments about it, so it's good to see this one fixed. For combat, they made some big changes. First, an issue that caused the Firestorm Heart Room Materia recipe to not correctly display in the category name in the stone cutting station. They updated the description for the perk Nimble to be more clear. What it does is it increases the regen rate. Nimble will not increase flat stamina gain from things like Spear, Invigorating Crits passive. They reduced the red color intensity of enemy spells and abilities. I know Deno will be happy about this one. He has complained about it quite a lot. For armor, they slightly increased armor mitigation for both medium and heavy armor. They increased medium armor rating by 2.5%, and they increased heavy armor rating by 5%. And the Fortify armor bonus adjustments, for the Shirking Fortify perk, they increased the max from 3.9% to 4.7%. For the Sturdy Fortification perk, they increased the max value from 4 to 5%. And for the Great Axe Fortifying Whirlwind perk, they increased the value on armor from 6.6% to 8.8%, and value on weapons from 10 to 14%. For the Great Axe, the Crowd Protection passive increased from 10 to 20%. For the Warhammer, the Outnumbered passive was increased from 10 to 20%. Power Cleaner upgrade increased from 10 to 20%. And for the Sword and Shield Defense Training passive increased from 10 to 20%. For the Fire Staff, they temporarily disabled the Watch It Burn passive from being able to trigger off a critical from the first hit of Meteor Shower. It will be re-enabled when a larger fix is available. For Flare, they reduced the damage from the AoE from 140 to 110%, and they removed the projectile slowdown. For Pillar of Fire, they reduced the cooldown reduction value on armor from 17 to 11%, and the value on weapons from 30 to 20%. For the musket, the steady aim decreased how long it takes to charge steady aim from 2 seconds to 1.5 seconds, and from 1 second to 0.75 seconds, while in shooter stance. They increased the response speed accuracy markers on reticle when accuracy changes. And for the Ice Gauntlet, they reduced Entomb's health from 75% of the player's max health to 50 of the player's max health. For the Void Gauntlet, they fixed an issue that caused the Void Blade to have tracking issues when targeting. And for the bow, and this is a big one, they added damage falloff for all bow attacks. Damage falloff will start at 40 meters and reach 50% reduction at 100 meters. And they decreased the hitbox size of heavy attack ability projectiles from 0.33 to 0.275. These are changes that I've expected for some time. I know some will be raging and others will be cheering. And for the Season Pass, they added 8 new season activities to replace some imbalanced ones. Craft 5 items using Timeless Shards. Cook 10 recipes requiring Poultry Thigh. Cook 10 recipes requiring Sumptuous Rabbit. Cook 10 recipes requiring Prime Armadillo. Salvage 3 Tier 5 named items. Use 10 Tier 5 weapon coatings. Use 10 Tier 5 crafting consumables. And use 10 Tier 5 resistance consumables. I think they did this mainly because they don't want people like spamming the same thing like eating 5 items, eating 5 items. These are some pretty high cost items, so people won't be so quick to do that, especially for 200 points or whatever. The level 100 premium reward now correctly lists that it grants the Silverwing apparel skin set. They fixed an issue that prevented players from claiming account-wide rewards, such as Marks of Fortunes or booster tokens. Now, I wasn't aware people were claiming tokens. Whenever I checked, those were grayed out and unclaimable, but I was aware of the boosts, and it kinda sucks that they fixed it, but I knew it was coming. The Inferno Champions chest previously granted more tattered Vangarian standards than intended. It will now give 1 instead of 4. They added the ability to directly purchase Season Pass levels without having to purchase the premium reward track, although I'm not really sure who would purchase levels on the free track, but whatever. When activating boosters under high traffic loads, closing and reopening the booster menu will now inform the player that the booster use is pending transaction completion. They fixed an issue that caused the heart rune charge to reset when swapping gear sets, even if the new gear set had the same heart rune. They corrected the level requirement to level 40 for the quest reward armors Battle Embrace, Shrouded Intent, and Protective Weird. This correction will apply to all existing pieces of armor. See, this drives me crazy. Whenever they change something that they want to change, it applies to all existing pieces of armor. But then when they add something like a new skin for an existing piece of armor or something, you have to go out and refarm it. Anyway, that's just a pet peeve of mine. They removed the procedural gathering sets from the named item loot pool. They fixed an issue that prevented PvP reward track rank 200 players from completing the Reaping the Reward season journey task. This one I know has been driving people completely crazy. And that's about it, guys. So, how do you guys feel about this balance pass? Is it too much or too little? Let me know in the comments. Also, are you excited for the new spring event? It really isn't anything too exciting, but at least we're getting some new patterns. I'm mostly excited for the new home decor, that's really all I want, and the beekeeper skin. Although physical ward isn't the most useful on the pattern, so I'm not really sure if I'll even collect those. Anyway guys, just wanted everyone to know that this was launching tonight. And as always guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.